My advice is don't put it off. Do it as soon as possible because I feel so much better now that my teeth don't hurt. Hello Ninja Army, it's Emily here, and today I thought I would share with you my experience of visiting dentists in Japan. I get a lot of questions asking me about my teeth because on my vlog channel I do mention that I go to the dentist quite often because I do have actually quite bad teeth. They might not look that bad, but definitely not the healthiest teeth in the world. So I thought that I would share with you my multiple experiences of going to the dentist, but most importantly probably the first time I ever went. Before I moved to Japan, I visited the dentist to get a checkup and get everything fixed before I left, and the dentist did tell me that I would probably need to have a root canal in this tooth at some stage during my time in Japan, and if it was possible to try and get it before I go, but obviously I didn't have enough time, so that never happened. And literally like 2 weeks after I got to Japan, my tooth hurt so much, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to go, I don't know what Japanese dentists are like, and it freaked me out. And so I just kind of like put up with it, and this went on for months. And then I was like, okay, I've got to book, I've got to make an appointment. So then I started researching things online about Japanese dentists and dentists in the countryside, and oh my god, that was the worst decision of my life because I don't know, like everything that was online was all like really bad horror stories of like getting root canals in Japan, and it just put me off even more. And so eventually my pain went away, so I was like, oh, it must be fine, it's all good, like I'm not gonna need it. And then probably like a few months later, it started hurting again, and I was like, oh god, I've read all the horror stories and I don't want to go. And it hurt so bad that I cried myself to sleep one night, and I was like, look, Emily, you can't live like this, you need to get it done. So the next day I asked one of my teachers to help me make an appointment. So they called up and they made an appointment, and it was all good. So I went the following week, and oh my god, I was so nervous. I had to take my friend because I was like, I hate dentists, and so it was really nerve-wracking for me going. And I was really surprised that when I got there how clean it was and how modern the technology was. I was really relieved like from just entering, which kind of calmed me a little bit, but not enough to actually like go in by myself. So anyway, I went to the reception, and because it was my first time I had to fill out a form about all the any medications that I take or my health and that kind of thing. And then they give you like this picture chart, and you kind of like color in the tooth that's a problem, and then you like answer questions about it on a sheet. And obviously with my very limited, well back then my Japanese wasn't as good, and obviously I didn't know all the kind of dental terms and the kanjis for that, and it was kind of stressful. So I was really grateful, but the lady at the counter, she actually came up and she helped me fill it out. She explained things to me really nicely and in easy Japanese, so I was able to fill it out quite confidently and know that what I was ticking was actually what was happening with my mouth. Anyway, so that all happened, and then I got called into the dentist office, and they looked at my teeth and they go, oh okay, yeah, well it's your first time, maybe we should take an x-ray. So yeah, he took an x-ray of this side of my mouth, and he goes, yeah, you need a root canal. And I was like, oh my god, freaking out. And they just started doing it on that day, and obviously I was so nervous, like I thought, oh maybe they'll just do a consultation and they'll just like, you know, check it. But no, they started like doing the root canal on that day. So basically on the first day, if you guys know anything about root canals, it takes them multiple times to get done. So on the first day I had the first treatment of it, and they cleared it all out and put the medicine in to like, you know, help the root die. And so that happened, and I was really surprised at how cheap the dentist was. I have employees health insurance, and I think I still got all my receipts and things, so let me have a look at how much That one actually was. And so for the first treatment of root canal and for the first consultation, it came to 2,860 yen, so about $30 Australian, and that is really, really cheap. I know, especially for you Americans, you're going to be like, oh my god, what? It was like $30 to go to the dentist and they did all this work on your tooth. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought it would be at least $100 because that's what it's back home with the health insurance. So I was like, oh my god, it's going to be at least $100, but I was so surprised. Also, one thing I wanted to let you guys know, that when he actually did it, he was so kind and so gentle, and it didn't hurt. Nothing hurt at all, and you know, they really listen to you, and you know, if it does hurt, you can say, oh, it hurts, and they'll put more stuff in and numb you up. So don't worry about that. They really do listen. And the dentists here, I find they do speak a little bit of English, maybe not sentences, but they do know what they're doing in English. So they can go root canal treatment or dead tissue. Like, they know certain words, so they'll be able to tell you what they're doing at all times, especially if you don't speak good Japanese, like you can know what's going on. Anyway, so I went back maybe a week later, and they did the second treatment, and after that, that one came to 430 yen. And so that time they like cleared it out more and did some more cleaning and that kind of thing. And so yeah, 430 yen is really cheap, like $5. What the hell? So cheap. And then the next time I went for the third time, and yeah, they fixed everything up and they filled it all in and it was all good. And that one came to 1,980 because I guess they put the filling in as well. And that's about $20. So altogether, my root canal cost $55, which is like so cheap. In Australia, they cost anywhere between like, I'm gonna say $500 and $1,500. So for me, I was so surprised at how cheap it was. And I was really happy that, you know, I wasn't in pain anymore, and the dentist was so kind, spoke a little bit of English, and everything went down good. So I was really happy with that. That I even went back the following week for a cleaning. And so yeah, I decided to get my teeth cleaned. And I think that one came, it's really strange how they do teeth cleaning here. Because of the health system, they have to like do it over multiple visits. You can't go for more than like half an hour. So they did like the bottom teeth, I think, and then the following week they did the top teeth. So a cleaning and a checkup cost $10, 1,040 yen and 1,190 yen. So altogether it was like $22 to get my teeth cleaned and checked, which was really good. The only thing that was annoying was that I had to go over 2 days. So that was good. And then also when I was there back in the day, I had like a little like, I guess, thing in the side, like a little hole that I gotten since I got here in Japan. And he said, oh, we can't fix it because it's not a cavity yet. They only fix things here in Japan once it becomes a problem. They don't do it just because they can. They don't do really preventative dentistry here unless you pay for it, not in the healthcare system. So I was like, okay, well, like, is there anything I can do to, like, you know, minimize it getting bigger? And he said, just brush your teeth. And eventually I went back like I'm gonna say like a year later, a year and a half later, and he was like, okay, we'll do it now. And so he did it. I also got this one done here. I had like some decay, or like I had a build-up of glue and bits and pieces of stuff from when I had braces, and so like under the glue my tooth was rotting a little, not rotting, like there wasn't a hole or anything, but the enamel had come off, so they fixed that one up and I was really happy for that. It's just got like a filling on the outside, you can't even tell, and that was really good. And then yeah, I got this one fixed here. And what else have I been in for? Oh, I went in and I got this one done, and this one was a biatch, I'm not gonna lie. It didn't hurt at all, him doing it, but I was just like really nervous because here in Japan they don't do like white crowns. Well, they do, but you have to pay a lot of money for them. But the healthcare, it covers just like the metal one, and I really didn't want metal teeth because I feel like they're like the ugliest thing ever. I'm really sorry if you have metal teeth. I have a metal part in my tooth now. But he was really, really nice about it. Got the root canal done on this side too, and he fixed it up. He filled it up as much as he could with the white, and now I've literally got like this thin piece of metal like right in the middle, so you can't even tell unless like I lift my mouth up and open it, which is really, really, really good because you can't see it when I smile. But yeah, no, he did that, and I was really happy. It stopped hurting, and I was happy with that. And that one was like also really, really cheap. I didn't keep the receipts, but probably about the same, or a little bit more than this one because it had the metal thing on it, but like not over $100. And that was, I think, 4 visits for that one, which is crazy. It's so cheap. So if you are in Japan, definitely recommend hitting up the dentist because they're actually really, really, really nice, really, really gentle, and you know, you'll get everything done. So that was my experience at the dentist. I had a really, really good experience, and I'm sure I'll have many more to come because I want to go out for checkups and things like that. But yeah, my advice is don't put it off. Do it as soon as possible because I feel so much better now that my teeth don't hurt. Anyway, thanks for listening to my rambling story of my dentist history here in Japan. And I guess I will see you in my next video. Goodbye. Really, really, really big news for you! You probably can tell from the title, but you don't know where. So I think I should start from the beginning of when I made my decision to move. And it's a bit complicated, but I thought that I would share it with you anyway. So I am currently in Nagasaki on the JET program, and I really, really thought that I would be here for the full 5 years of the JET program. So for those of you who don't know much about the JET program, you can be here for up to 5 years. The 3 is kind of like decided, and then the